Good night, good night, good night. I am having that technical challenge in which I cannot see the chat. I cannot see who is on. I don't know who is commenting. I am having that challenge. So I'm going to continue because the show must go on. I'm going to try and use my phone and see if that does work. So let me go to my phone and let's start and see. Okay, so I can. I need to. Okay, I'm hearing my voice. Are you hearing me? Just put it in the chat and let me see. Peace, love. Hi, peace, love, sunshine. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, you know, sometimes you plan everything. You say, okay, I have this to do, and I do it on time. But guess what? Sometimes the system don't turn up for us on time. So I'm seeing something went wrong, and I see what do you call it? A monkey with a hammer. And YouTube there saying something is wrong. But I'm going to use my phone and chat with you. So welcome, peace, love, sunshine. Welcome, one and only Venus. So peace, love, sunshine says, how are you this evening? I'm just a little bit perturbed by what happened because I like using my computer chat, but now I'm just going to use the phone. All right. I think I need to turn it. Uh-oh. I need to turn it down. I think I'm a little bit behind now with my messages because I put my phone on pause. But I have let it run. So the messages may be a little bit delayed. I don't want to end the stream. So we are going to continue. All right. So Peace, Love, Sunshine said that she can hear me. And one and only Venus said, good evening. Yes. Okay, great. And I just want to give you that special welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to another Saturday Night Live with Posha Malcolm. And we are going to go down memory lane. Yes, I'm going to put in the chat this, well, I can't put it in the chat. Oh my gosh. You see why I love the chat? Yes. So for tonight's question, have you had a moment recently where a simple experience brought back floods of memories? I want to hear from you. So put it in the chat. I can still see it from my phone. Put it in the chat and we can talk about it. But my experience is that since the spring equinox, and when I say spring equinox, it's what it really is. That another name for it is vernal equinox. It is the official start of spring in the northern hemisphere. It occurs around March the 19th to the 21st. So when I looked at my calendar, it's saying the 20th. So on Friday, the 21st, I went out for the first time official spring. Nobody can say it's not spring, right? Because we are officially in spring based on the spring equinox. And this means that the marking of the day and the night are basically equal in length on that day, 12 hours each. So the nights are going to be shorter and the days are going to be longer. Right now in Mississauga, Ontario, the sun sets at around 7:30 or a little bit earlier, but around that time. So we are going to even reach the point where the sun is going to set around 9 o'clock. Yes, that's how it operates because it's like the earth is tilt on a, as they say, on an axis. So it goes around like this, tilt. Right? So so I don't know if you have the idea. So it's tilt one side, but it rotates around and around, but it goes pretty fast, they say. Yeah, they go out in space and they see how the sun moves and how the earth moves. So the earth actually rotates on its axle. The sun is fixed somewhat. Yes, the sun is fixed based on what I remember. And the earth rotates on its axis. So it's tilt, it's not straight up, it's tilt, and it goes around quickly. And so that's how we also come about with the seasons, and also you call it the days, how it goes around. So that's with the equinox. As I said, the days get longer, and that is nice for some persons. But some persons who love their sleep, it will be a bit not so nice. So Peace, Love, Sunshine says, I think the astronauts see 9 sunsets in 24 hours. I could be wrong. Okay. Wow. And Piece of Sunshine also said it's still light out here. Yes, it's gonna be longer days than it is night. So that's good for a lot of persons. They can do their extra shopping, they can finish things that they have to do before the sun sets and all of that. Let me know in the chat what you think about that. Do you like longer days and shorter nights, or do you like longer nights and shorter days? Let me know in the chat. And I'm putting the chat right in front of my computer so I can see. All right. So my experience now, the 21st of March for the first time in 2025. And we went, Andel and I, we went to Square One. So Square One is basically the hub of Mississauga City. So Peace, Love, Sunshine says in the chat, I'm the summer. It doesn't get dark till around 10. For us, it's about 9:30. So 10 is pretty, that's extra hours. And one and only Venus says shorter days. She likes shorter days and longer nights. Why is that so? For me, I like longer nights because you get to sleep more, you get to rest more. But I'm a night owl, so I get to complete things where everybody has gone to sleep. I can, get things done in peace and quiet. Sleep is good. Sleep is excellent, because if we don't get a lot of sleep, we're going to die early. I like longer days. So Peace, Love, Sunshine says that she likes longer days. Tell me the reason why you like longer days. Yes. So I think I like both worlds, but there are pros and cons with both of them. Sometimes you can get to stay out longer, while sometimes you really do need that long rest. So it goes both ways. More time to do things. I figured, yes, we get so much more time to do what we want to do. So Andel and I, we went to Square One. And if you look in my videos, you will see that I've done. Thank you. Thank you. We have done videos about Square One. So we went there, and guess what? Where we head to? Of all the places in Square One, it's the second largest mall in Canada. We went to the Patty shop. Yes, Patty Express. Big up to the guys at Patty Express who serve us well. Yes, and guess what I asked for? I asked for my favorite Jamaican thing. Who can guess in the chat what it is? And Peace of Sunshine says, I love it brighter earlier. She loves when it's brighter, and like when it's day, it's more because she can get things to do. She can finish up stuff and she can do extra things. Yes. And guess what? I think it's nice for you because you walk your dog in the evenings. And I think that is really nice that you can get to do that without it being really dark. So both of you can enjoy seeing things and, taking that stroll. That's really nice. So while I was there, I ordered my favorite Jamaican thing. Can you guess what it is? As I said, we're at Patty Express. So you kind of have part of the answer. But who can guess in the chat for me what I had? Let me know what you think I had at Patty Express. I tell you, the sun was so beautiful yesterday. It was like a summer vibes. That's what it brought back to me. Yesterday when the sun was shining, it was a bit crisp. Yes, a little bit cold. And I don't think I had on enough layer, but it wasn't cold that I have to have my jacket. And so Peace Love Sunshine says fried rice. So Peace Love Sunshine at Patty Express, they sell patties, the real Jamaican patty. If you look, let me see. No, I can't. Okay, I won't be able to show you in the chat what a patty looks like. But in one of my earlier videos, you'll see I went to Patty Express. But I didn't just get patty. So one and only Venus says cocoa bread and patty meatloaf. She's talking up the things. I got the cocoa bread and I got the patty. But guess what I did with what they did with the cocoa bread for me? They put the patty right between the cocoa bread. So Peace Love Sunshine says Panda Express is a China restaurant chain in the USA. So maybe they might do a little patty. Patty is like a treat. But for us Jamaicans, it is more than a treat. It is like a little meal, like a little breakfast, just like that. Yes, sis. Just like that. I had the patty right between the cocoa bread. And then, you kind of squeeze it. But before and they could even pay for it and we leave, I had to just take that big bite. It couldn't even come out of the bag good enough. So, sometimes in Jamaica, when you buy the patty and it's hot, you kind of go down on it and, get it out of the bag. Yes, man, the patty tastes so good. The patty and the cocoa bread is my favorite Jamaican patty thing. Yeah. And I've tried all of them. I've tried in Jamaica, I've tried Mother's, Juicy Beef, and what's the other one? So you have one of Peace, one and only Venus can help me. So you have Mother's, you have, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting one of the major ones. You have, oh gosh, I just called them. If you remember, if Jamaicans are here and you remember the patty places, just put it in the chat because right now I'm going to Patty Express on my mind. Yes, it was really good. It brought me down memory lane. It brought me to when, like you didn't get to prepare breakfast and you're in a rush to go to work and you just have to stop at the patty place and get your juicy patty. Yes. That's the next one. So it's three major ones in Jamaica. You have Mother's, Juicy Beef Patty, and the next one soon come to me. It's in my mind, but it's not coming on my lips. And yes, we used to just grab a patty and we'll just take that and probably eat it on the transportation that we're taking, whether it's the bus or a taxi, or when we reach work, we get it with a cup of tea or, whatever it is that we have it with. Tasty, yes, tasty patty. And I think tasty patty was around before mother's patty and juicy beef patty. But I've tried all three of them, and all three of them have their distinct taste. Yes, but I like mothers when you with the new thing that they have where you can put the lettuce and the cheese in there. I'd stop putting the cheese. I just let them put the lettuce alone. But all three of them have that taste. And let me tell you, I when you don't have a lot of money, because I used to I used to board on campus of my university, and when you don't have much money and you're pinching it, because so it have to serve you until you go back home at the end of the month. So you would normally just get a patty in the evening for your supper. You'd have a tasty or a juicy beef, which was the two that was close to the campus. And yes, man, we love it. Pack. It used to be so packed because those things are just, incredible. Quick and go. Juicy beef patty. Yes, juicy beef, tasty, mothers, big up on yourself. Yeah, we love on bad, especially here. When you come and you taste something else, it's a Jamaican patty this. And we have a lot of patty companies, places that make patties and sell patties. There's a famous one that has been around in Toronto for many years. I haven't visited there yet, but we plan to. Andela and I plan to. And I've had other patties, but there's just something that is not connecting with me like the Jamaican patty. But I tell you, the closest one for me is the Patty Express in Square One. Yes, and then I had it with the with the cocoa bread. And guess what? The next thing that top it off, none of you would imagine that I would like that. But yes, there was something else. Because if you have the patty and if you have the cocoa bread, you're gonna get something else with that. Good evening. Hi, Joe. I catch you tonight. Yes. So Joan is my friend and she is my sister and she is the person that bought um my first devotional, my creator's devotional. So big up to Joan. She wanted to catch my live and finally she got to catch my live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about the Jamaican patty. I don't know if you have tasted Patty Express, but yesterday, the first time being out since official spring, I actually went, Andel and I, we went to Square One and we just went straight to the patty shop. Yes, and they have different types of patty, but we had the vegan patty or the veggie patty, would call it. In Jamaica, they have veggie patty as well. Yes, so I had the veggie patty, but I also put it between something. I hope you can relate. Joan, I hope you can relate. So I put it between a cocoa bread and I had to make a big bite because mark you, Jamaicans, we have to make that first bite be the biggest bite. You are a patty lover like I do. Yes, girl. So as Joan said, you are a patty lover like I do. Girl, patty can't nice like Jamaican veggie patty at you. Because when they came in with veggie patty, I think a lot of persons wanted it. So finally they did it. And we had the veggie patty now. And that's what I bought. No longer with the beef or the chicken patty. No, I stick to the veggie patty. And when we came here, we realized that they have that as well. Yes, with the cocoa bread. So, oh my gosh, Diana, yes, thank you so much for joining my live chat. There is also Power Party. I heard the Power Party, but I can't remember what is the Power Party again. Remind me about the Power Party because I don't remember. I know we have the Veggie Party. And we have the beef patty, which is the original beef patty. So peace, love, sunshine. I don't know in your in where you are if you can get the patty, but the Jamaican patty is the real thing. Yes, but they sell it all over because Jamaicans are all over. Yes, but the beef patty is the original patty, and then you have the chicken patty because people not only wanted beef patty, they wanted chicken patty as well. And then mothers came up with putting cheese and lettuce in their patty. So they'll cut it for you, and that is a different price. So that pat is like a package. That is like a meal different from the regular patty you would buy. So you'd order that, and they will open the patty, put in the lettuce, and put in the cheese in there. Woo! Oh my gosh. Just the lettuce alone sell it off. So when I stop eating cheese, I just put the lettuce alone. Let them put the lettuce alone in there. So one and only Venus said, what about cheese with okay, let me see. What about cheese with hold on, I'm just turned about cheese with it. Cheese with patty overall tastes very good. Any type of patty at all you're eating, it tastes very good. However, with that, because I don't eat cheese anymore, I just stick to the lettuce or just the veggie patty. And where I am now is just the veggie patty. But I remember the power patty, but I can't remember what is in the power patty. So if you can remind me, I would love that. I don't remember the power patty, but yes, they used to call it power patty. There is a power patty. And then juicy beef, what they started to do was to sell soup because sometimes people want that hot soup in the morning. And if well, I used to work downtown Kingston, and that's like a commercial hub. So I used to see them. So Diana says, think power is for mothers. It's lentils, I believe. Oh, yes. Yes. I think so too. I think so, the power patty. But I know the veggie patty, most of them started to sell that. Yes, I think it has to do with lentils. I have to try that when I go back. Yes. Or if you have tried it, just tell me about it. And if persons at yard and you try it, just let us know in the chat what it is, how it tastes, and all of that. Yes. So Diana says they used to sell them at church Saturday nights. Oh, yes. I remember. RJ, welcome. Welcome. Another night of excitement with going back into the past. So last week, Peace, Love, Sunshine was here. Crazy Cat Guy, which I always love having on my Saturday night live. And also last week, RJ and one and only Venus has joined. So thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate Diana and Joan for joining tonight. I really feel good. Thank you. And remember to give a thumbs up that you like the video and that you were here and you know, like what you like what you're experiencing. So RJ says to one and only Venus, which is my sister Yannick. Hi, how are you? So Yannick, You can respond. Yes, welcome again, each and everyone. Always fun having you on my live. So, yes, that was my experience yesterday, and we just basked in the sun. It's like I didn't want to come inside for a while. And yes, the days are getting longer. Oh, the name is Soy Patty. Yes, soybeans. Yes, I remember now. Soy Patty, Power Patty, the Soy Patty. Rightly so, then it's made from soybeans, also call it soy patty. Yes, that's the soy patty because a lot of vegetarians, a lot of plant-based eaters, a lot of persons who are health conscious wanted this. This week feels like summer. Yes, it has been feeling like summer. We have gotten rain 1 and 2 days. So RJ is saying that this week feels like summer. Yes, it does feel like summer. We're getting into that high tide of spring. So I want you to get out even 1 or 2 times this week coming. Take a walk, just take some fresh air. Look at the flowers coming up, the leaves pushing out. Just enjoy the nature, the renewness, the growth, and all these things, that new beginnings that spring bring. Real rain, yes, enough rain. The week before we had a lot of rain, but about this week, about 2 or 3 days, we have gotten rain, but a lot of sun, a lot of sun. And I'm thinking of getting out and going into the park and doing some exercise, and yes, because it's always lovely to watch spring coming up from their hibernation. Those trees that you think are dead, they're alive. And in the tropics, you always have your sun, you always have your excitement of your greenery and all of that. Yes, but in the northern part, like in Canada, the US, and places like these, we have a lot of winter, and all the trees drop off, all the trees fall off, leaves fall off the trees. However, when spring comes around, they start to come out, and that's a beauty to see how, like, it looks like bud. Like back home, tell me if I'm wrong. It looks like bud, and normally the leaves come through that. You just see they start to expand and expand. It's just a magical thing to watch them. So Joan said, I never see real rain in Edmonton, only a squall. Oh, wow. I never knew that. Wow, I never knew that. Um, Enjoy it. Whatever season you're in, whatever, happen, try to do things to help you to adjust and to enjoy that moment, right? And okay, so I have other stuff planned, yes, for tonight live. So I'm going to get into it. Um, Continuing with this a little bit, have you ever had a taste, a smell, or a song that took you back, right back to a special place or moment? Let me know in the chat. That taste, like when I ordered and I bite that first bite. When I had that first bite, I was like, oh my gosh, this tastes so good. But imagine when you're in Jamaica, you actually taste the real Jamaican patty. That, like, when you experience with Patty Express, it's a different taste. I don't know, Jamaicans, trust me. Jamaica, yeah, is a real deal, a real deal. So the next thing I had with that, with the patty and the cocoa bread, is a thing. I don't know if you let me put the name in. It's called Ting. Peace, love, sunshine. I don't know if you're still here, but do you know Ting? I know it's in different parts. Well, it's here in Canada, but I don't know if it's there if it's in the US where you are. you can let me know. But anybody else know the drink? Ting? I love Ting. Usually I don't drink mostly when I go out, just water, right? I and it's like pop. Yes, but it's a little bit less mild than the pop, right? So in Canada, they have this thing called pop. You can imagine the pop. But thing now in Jamaica, it has a grapefruit taste, and I love grapefruit. I love grapefruit. So, and it reminds me about. So Diana said, Joan, are they have real rain even when they forecast thunderstorms? Wow. I guess the place where she is, RJ says, having thing with jerk chicken and along with um kosla yam. Is that kosla? Kosla yam? Like you um bake the yam? Let me know in the chat if it's bake yam or roast yam. But jerk chicken, when I used to eat jerk chicken, I don't know if persons remember jerk chicken by what's that place again? It's a famous place on Red Hills Road where they go and they would, a lot of jerk persons will be there with their jerk pans all around. So no matter what time in the night on a Saturday night, you can go there, or on a even in the week, you can go there and you can get your pona or your one side of the chicken, and they cut it up there because it's roast, and they cut it up in smaller portions, and you have that with a slice of bread, and you those were the days. Those were the days. And you know the funniest thing about it, I don't think about it until moments like these. Yes, it's near Prince Mark. Yes, it's right there. um I'm trying to see the chat a little bit clearer. Let me do it this way. Yes, Price Smart, Jerk Center. Yes, 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 Diana, that is it. And trust me, the smell always catch you. But that, out of all the place, I've been to Boston, and Boston has some really, that's Boston, Portland. It's a parish in Jamaica. And Price Mart, Red Hills Road, is in Kingston, Jamaica. So they always say Boston have the best jerk, but Kingston for me at Red Hills Road to me had the best jerk. I've had both, but you know, then I'm here 2 years now and I never seen a good rainfall. Sometimes they say we'll get rain, but within 5 minutes it's due for down and stop. That reminds me of Cayman. Cayman is just like that. This minute it will fall, as I said, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's just it. It's not long at all. So I guess it's the rain, the cloud, how they move, and the environment, because you know that all of that is based on the movement of the cloud and what's there in the atmosphere, and how it's carrying it. So Joan says, I guess because it's mostly snow. That can be. I just think where it is probably located could be a factor, because different land environment brings different things. For example, the Amazon in Africa, because they have a lot of rainforest, so there you find that a lot of trees and all of that, so you find that they have a lot of. I Okay, so it's saying that I have a connection problem. Oh my gosh. But yes, I learned that too. I was a bit like when you call back home and you hear that rain is falling and you hear it on the zinc. Yes. If you watch my relaxing video, you see I do one with a zinc rain, every rain falling. It gives me that peace. It reminds me of Jamaica. What are the other things that reminds you of Jamaica? So RJ says, Posha, did you watch the documentary I told you about? Tell you the truth, we did not watch it. We did not watch it. But I promise you that I'm going to watch it and I'm going to comment in the chat before next week. I'm going to comment tomorrow. As we finish, I'm going to watch it. So RJ had told us about a video of Black people in Mexico and Puerto Rico. Correct, RJ? Did you get to find the link? If you found the link, and Peru, and you can put the link in the chat. Yes. So Joan said Alberta is said to be the coldest in Canada, so more snow than rain. Oh, the coldest in Canada? You sure? One of the coldest. But I think more going back north, you would find them having more cold. But I can understand that they have a lot of snow. Yeah. So rain is one of the things that persons who don't live anymore in Jamaica or who is not in Jamaica right now, they miss the rain and they miss the food. What else do you miss in Jamaica? Some people miss going by the river. Some people, like myself, I miss the old time, the way that we worship. Yeah, like that. TGE Beach. Oh, I don't know that one. Joan said this is north. Yes, it is not, but there is another, the territory goes even further north. So they have a lot more coolness. And they have coolness like most of the year and also throughout the year. Yes, the beach. Okay, the beach. Yes, persons love the beach. Jamaican beach is one of the prettiest in the world. Yes, I don't like to go far out in the water, but yes, I do like to soak up the beach. Yes. And one thing, I don't know if Kingstonians used to do this, but Peace, Love, Sunshine, we used to have what we call cookout. So we used to carry our pots, our utensils, and we used to go on the beach and we used to do dumplings, um, every food, every little thing that you can think, we cook and we share and we eat and we enjoy it. We used to go on trips. Anybody remember that? Joan said, mango time. Watch your pot, turn it down. Mango time. That's a Jamaican song. So we used to sing that when mango time come around, we don't cook. We just eat mangoes. And my mom, she loved to eat mangoes in the dark because she loved mangoes. So she would have her bucket of mango or a pan of mangoes, and she would go on the veranda and the light would be off and she sits there and she eats her mango because she don't want to see any worms. Oh my, it sounds gross, but that's how much persons love Jamaican mango. And tell me some of the mangoes that you love. For me, Blackie was one of my favorite. I used to eat the skin. Yes, I love Blackie. I love East Indian, but I love Black in a special way. And it had a green skin instead of a yellow skin. Yes. And RJ says, I was not born in Jamaica, so sadly can't relate. I only went once to Montego Bay on vacation, and I gave RJ a challenge that when he gets the opportunity, that he can visit Jamaica at his age. And also you can bring your friends or your family and enjoy everything that Jamaica has to offer. And don't just stay in the hotel. Make friends with the locals, and they will show you around. They will let you experience the real Jamaican, authentic Jamaican life. Sometimes people will go to the hotel and they will get the jerk chicken, they'll get the foods and other things that Jamaica offer. They'll get the culture by somebody going on the stage and dance and all of this. But Jamaica is so much more, so much more. Don't stay in the hotel. Go out, mingle amongst the people, and see the rich culture. Go on the public beach and see persons, meet people, and enjoy the coconut water. Yes, wash off your heart. Enjoy the sweet sugar cane. Yes, put sweetness in your life. And Joan says, tell him to go in July. East Indian is the best for me. Yes, July, August is the best time between June, because summer really starts in June the 21st. So June, ending of June to August is the best time, and that's when the foods are in. Name some of the foods. We have East Indian. We have East Indian mango, that is. One and only Venus said, yes, one big bag. We all would eat till late. Let me tell you, I went country. Yes, RJ says also Emancipation Day occurs in the summer too, right? So Emancipation Day. So we have Emancipation Day on the 1st, and I was born on the 1st, Emancipation Day. So I always try to emancipate my mind. And then you have the 6th, which is Independence Day. So try to book before, because during that time, flights are always expensive. So try to book before, but around that time, as Joan said, July is one of the best. You get East Indian and you get other foods that are there. And Diana says, Joan, stop earth up me head. I long for some East Indians right now. So, when you go to Jamaica, you have to make sure you slice up your East Indian and you put it in your bag and you freeze it and you carry it over. It's just an alternative. But while you're there, enjoy every moment of it, RJ, because Jamaica nice. Anyway, you take it, the food, the people, the vibes, everything is just nice. And when you go to church, you still vibes up. Yes. And one and only Venus says, Blackie and East Indian, them sweet, all sweet, sweetie, come brush me, Longy and Robin. These are all mangoes, RJ. Blackie, the one that I tell her that have the green skin. I love that. But you have East Indian. East Indian is the sweetest one. Even when it's not fully ripe, it's still sweet. But Sweetie Come Brush Me is a very small mango. And when you eat that, you can just put everything in your mouth and you just twirl it around and enjoy it. Let me tell you, Sweetie Come Brush Me is not popular anymore because the tree have been around for so long and they're dying out. They're not being maintained. But let me tell you, my father used to carry home some Sweetie Come Brush Me, and let me tell you, you have to wax off all of it because it tastes so good. And Longy and Robin, Longy is a long mango, so it's long and flat. Yes. I don't remember how Robin looks. I think it's a smaller, but looking like a longy, but smaller. And then I said, eat down to the seed till it white. It brought me back to an experience. I was in the bus going home from work. But I was coming from downtown. I was going to Alfred Tree. And the bus stopped. And I saw somebody in a vehicle just stare at me. You know why? I was eating the mango straight to the white. the, the mango turned white. And the person was just staring. I didn't want it to finish. It was too sweet, and I wanted every juice out of that mango. And Joan said, "Hush, Diana, I hope to be there July, so I'll eat for you and me and you." Then I smile back. Oh my goodness, this is nice. Let me tell you, mango, they say is the king of fruits, and I believe you. Anybody who haven't had mango, put it in the chat and let me know. And if you had it, we already know in the chat. But if you love which mango you love, just put it in the chat. Yes, mango, as so we eat mango down to the bone. Yes, down to the white part till it white. Diana said, "Yeah, man, mango, sweet." And guess what? There are so many other fruit. You have star fruit, you have jackfruit. Name some of them in the chat. You have star apple. You have star apple is the one where hard to come from the tree. Then say it mean. Remind me if that is the correct one. They say it mean. Let me tell you, that is one of my favorite. RJ says, "I don't eat mango, I only eat aki." Okay, so aki is a fruit, right? But we don't eat it like how we would eat mango, just like that. RJ, I have to laugh because you see, I know aki it can eat once it's ripe out of the pack, but it's not something we practice because with aki, it has a little section that has a poisonous thing that you have to take off. I don't remember the name of it. But with that aki, when you take off the black, the seed from the top, you also have to take out the poison section. Yes, the black seed is poison, and that yellow or pink or red thing that is in the middle has to come out as well. So they would normally boil it for a while or steam it, and then they would prepare it with different things, right? I used to do it with saltfish, but you can do it with other things. Um, Fun fact, Aki is from Ghana. Yes. So what they did when they were coming on the ships to the new to this northern hemisphere, they put it in there. The woman would put it in their hair and hide the seeds. So that is the reason why it is like that. They would put it in the hair, just a little. Let me see if I can find something very small. Yeah, and they would just turn it and just put it in their hair. And do you know the hair, they also do maps in the woman's hair as well. So our hair is, is something that serves us. And it served persons back then. So one and only Venus said, "Yes, RJ, Aki and Sawfish, whole heap of black pepper." Well, not too much black pepper, because too much black pepper is not good, especially for men, because black pepper can form, what do you call, that thing that men can have. I hope some put it in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Yes, our hair is sacred. It is. So it has, Joan, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. When men have, it becomes hard like a stone, gallstone. I think that is it. So aki, not aki, but black pepper can form that hard stone, and it can become dangerous for the men. Yes, yes. So yeah, I tell you, no fruits in Jamaica. What are some of the things that you like in the summer to do? Like when you're in Jamaica, gallstone, right? That's the name, gallstone. So too much black pepper, especially for men, is not good. Probably can do a sprinkle, and you do your detox once per month or whenever you do that. But yes, that can do that, create gallstone issues, right? All right, so that is with the mangoes. As I said, is the king of all fruits. Kite flying, yes, I remember kite flying. In Jamaica, do you guys eat puffer fish? I know that word puffer fish, but is it? Can somebody help me with that? What puffer fish is, and if we eat it? Because I'm not remembering the puffer fish. I know there's a fish that was killing off a lot of other fish. They call it the, oh my gosh, kingfish. The lionfish, right. And the lionfish was eating a lot of the other fishes. And so they started to give the go ahead, the government gave the go ahead to for persons to catch it and cook it. There's a poisonous section to it, but once you remove that, everything else is good to go. Right. So RJ says it blows up and it has quills. I don't know. I know the puffer, I know it now. Yes, it can expand, but I don't know that it's in Jamaica. Yes, one and only Venus says prostate. One and only Venus says cancer. Yes, these peppers and black pepper in particular, I've learned that it causes gallstone and stuff like that. So it can be harmful for men, especially men. Yes. Yes. So with kite flying, I remember when I was younger, when we were young, we used to make our own kite and fly it. We used thread, and we used to use even book leaf. We used to use book leaf and make our kites and get our stick from the coconut leaf. So we take out that firm part in the coconut leaf and then we push it through the book leaf, and then we have the string that tie, and then we make sure the wind is good and we just release it and it just keep going up. But make sure you hold on to it, and it can break, and when it break it fly away and you have to hunt it down. So Joan said, I never heard of puffer fish. As Adventists, we only eat fish that have fin and scale. Yes, yes, we only eat those type of fish. But the puffer fish, I don't think the puffer fish is in Jamaica. It's like a fish that can expand itself. I've seen it, but I've not seen that in Jamaica. And Joan is right. We usually just eat those that has fin. We don't eat crab. We don't eat, what are some of the other ones we don't eat again that doesn't have fin? We don't eat crab. We don't eat shark. We don't eat lobster, because those are like scavengers. And I'm sorry if anybody's here that don't understand, don't know, and who may eat, but that is what it is. Those fish, just like on land, we have crabs that does that, clean up the earth. And God is so beautiful. He made creatures that will help to clean up the earth. For example, if you have ants around and you drop some bread or something, lobster, oyster, clam, right? Diana said, yes, Diana, that's true, those things. So with the ant, if you drop bread or some food on the ground, it comes and it just eat it away. It cleans up the area for you. So to these other creatures, they do that. And we have a popular one that persons love. They say it's the nicest meat in this world. I've never tried it. I almost tried it because I had a girlfriend when I had given my life to God. My girlfriend came to my baptism and she knew that I didn't eat pork, which comes from the pig, and she was giving it to me to eat. She said to me, try this. So there was a German that came over our school when I was in high school. And she said, taste this. And I said, what is it? And she said, taste this. I said, no, I don't eat anything that I don't know what it is. You have to first tell me what it is. And after a good amount of try, she said it's pork. You can imagine my girlfriend who knew that I just got baptized was giving me, tempting me with pork. So we have to stand up for what we believe in, right? And we can't, fall. We have to be in the know. And so I'm informing you that these creatures that God created, they were made to help to clean the earth up. Even in the sea, we have these things as well. On earth we also have these things, but let me tell you, people can testify all around that these things are the nicest. And yes, because it takes in all of the other things. So, but it's still not healthy for us, right? So that is something that we may not know about, RJ, the puffer fish. And then RJ said, pork is good. He'll be honest person. Yes, pork is the nicest meat, they say. And I don't disbelieve. They say pork is the nicest meat, but I've never had it. One and only Venus said, eel, crayfish, shrimps. Yes, these are things that people love, but they are still not healthy. And let me tell you, some of the nicest things we do and we eat and all of that, they are very tasty and enjoyable, but they are just not good for us, right? They'll make us sick in the long run, and we don't want to be sick, right? But yes, and these are things that God has put on this earth to help man, right? So it's all a part of it, all of everything. We just have to embrace it and know how we embrace these things, right? Because when you look at even the eel, the crayfish, they give you some joy when you see them, right? You see them moving around like fish in the sea. You see them moving around. You enjoy that. So you can enjoy these things as well. But, you know, your decision whether to or not. But I'm just telling you how it is, right? Right. What other food? Because we are on the topic of food, right? Wicked. She wicked. Who is wicked? I don't understand. One and only Venus. So what you mean by wicked? She wicked. Wicked. I don't know that. If it's wicked you're saying or wicked. Let me know what you're saying in the chat. So yeah, so those are some of the things. My fruits that I like star fruit. I like grapefruit. I like a lot of citrus fruits, right? But grapefruit is my favorite. And do you know that if you're doing a purge, you can use grapefruit, you can use lemon, and you can blend that with a Cinco Bible or some tuna, and you can give yourself a purge. Yes, yes. Crazy Cat Guy, if you're in the house, you can give me a shout out. So Crazy Cat Guy is my friend that always joins my live, and I always have to just big him up. Yes, one and only Venus pork, not the nicest, favorite to me. Okay, you have had it, but I've never had it. So they say that's what it is. But let me tell you, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm talking about it, but maybe somebody need to hear. But with pork, it gives you a belly. Have you ever seen some men with a huge tummy, like they are pregnant? Yes, ask them what they love to eat and they'll tell you pork. Yes, because the meat is not processed out of the body. The meat break down in the body. And also the more, oh, God has made us so beautiful. No matter how much we eat, our tummy will always expand to accommodate that. So when you look at somebody with a huge tummy, like somebody who eats pork or, like that, they always have a huge tummy. And that's the reason why, because all of that is being stored up. So they will have to do a thorough cleanse of the digestive system, right? So we're learning tonight. Yes. One and only Vian say, your friend. Yes, my friend, I'm not gonna call her name. We're not friends anymore. But if I see her, we'll do talk, stand up and talk and all of that. Yes. Um, Evo, she evil, your friend. Oh, I was telling my husband today that God, we cannot get to heaven if we don't forgive. Love and forgiveness goes hand in hand. So no matter what people do to us, forgiveness is not necessarily for them, forgiveness is for you. Because the person may have come out of your life, the person may have died, you don't get to, make peace with the person. Anything can happen, but you have to forgive. And the person may be alive and the person may say, I don't want to forgive you. They don't want it. They don't want your forgiveness. But you have to forgive nonetheless. You have to forgive because that is a part of loving. And if you never know what love is, you'll never know what forgiveness is. So, love is a beautiful thing as well as forgiveness. We always preach about love, 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 but we don't preach about forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. So, no matter and I think this has really helped me in life. Yes, forgiveness sets everyone free. Yes, it does. It sets me free that I can laugh, that I can look the person in the eye, I can walk away. And you don't, when somebody, I've had somebody hurt me one time and the person come back into me. And the person hurt me a second time. But when the person was coming in the third time, I said to myself, no, you're not going to hurt me the third time, because God give us wisdom and we have to extend that wisdom. We have to know that even though this person you forgive, you still have to have wisdom, knowing that you don't need that unnecessary hurt, because God says that he calls fool but he don't keep them. That's a saying, right? That he calls them but he doesn't keep people who are fool or foolish. No, we are wise. And if you know that there's somebody in your life that keeps hurting you, one day you have to acknowledge that hurt. You address it with the person. If the person doesn't want to change, or the person doesn't want to, you know, make amends or anything like that, probably you just have to walk away. You have to eventually walk away, because that's not going to be healthy for you. But you still have to forgive that person. And that's why the scripture says 70 times 7. It hurts. It's not a nice feeling. However, we have to forgive. And especially for you. Especially for you. It sets you free, as RJ says. If you agree in the chat, even if you're not at that place, you can you can put it in the chat. You can say yes. Yes, even if you don't agree, even if you're going through that challenge now to forgive, you can still put it in the chat that what I'm saying is truth, that it sets you free, as RJ says. It makes you agree. All right, don't say she agrees. Yes, it's hard. It's hard to forgive. And you know why it's hard? Because you love. And love is vulnerability. You make yourself vulnerable when you love. I agree, it makes sense. Yes, you love. If you have some people who them cool, they not love, them cool, right? But you see, as soon as they open their heart to love, things start to hurt because they know about love, right? So let's pray for each other that we will love freely and will forgive freely. But we still have to be wise, because it doesn't make sense that somebody keep on hurting us and we keep on allowing that to happen. We have to know when to address it and when to walk away. And and even if you're living in a situation where you can't walk away, you can't do anything about it, make sure you forgive and make sure you address it with God. Let him know that this is my situation and it is challenging. I don't know how much more I can forgive, this person and all of that. And either he will give you that coping mechanism to deal with it, for it not to bother you like that, or he will remove that person out of your life. So RJ says wisdom is the principal thing. Yes, it is. And in getting wisdom, you get understanding. And then it says forgiveness is hard, but God. It is hard, but God. As I said, he will give you that coping mechanism, or he will take that person out of your life. I've had situations where God move persons out of my life. And I've had situations where I had to pull myself back. I said no. Like that young lady who hurt me 2 times and was coming in, and I had to say no to myself, not to her. I treat her, I talk to her, but that friendship that she wanted to have again, I couldn't have it, because I'm not going to go through that 3rd time, because God has given me wisdom to know that this is somebody who will hurt you again. So I speak to the person on a normal basis, but I'm not going to be, friend to friend with her and have that, because that person is not a healthy relationship to be in. So we have to be wise in how we operate, right? So many things we have spoken about. We have gone from the party to forgiveness and all of that. But this is how dynamic, being on live is, that we can share and we can express ourselves and we can, have that support that we need. And who to tell? There's somebody listening who need that. And I pray before I come on my live, I pray that God will direct. And so if we go into an area that may not be comfortable with everyone, it is because God is leading us to that. Because somebody, even one person, need to hear that. So that's what it is all about. Sharing, caring, and just enjoying the moment with each other. Please remember to give a thumbs up. It also tells that you have been here with me. I want to play this game, seeing that we're at, to kind of, free up ourselves a little bit more. So I want to play this little game. I want your input with this. I'm trying to get my screen up. Let me see if I can. Okay. All right. I think I can go by this. All right. One moment. There we go. So I want you to engage with me for this. What would you do? Real life scenario game, right? What would you do? Now, let's dive into a fun game called What Would You Do? I'll describe the scenario and you tell me what you'll do. So you have the first one, is 2 of them. The first one, you have been given $10,000 to create your dream content project, but you only have 48 hours to spend the money. What would you create? And what would you spend that money on? So you get $10,000. So put it general. You get $10,000 to create something or to do something, but you only have 48 hours. That's what, two days? 2 days to spend that money. What would you create, or what would you do with it? What project would you do? And also, what would you spend that money on? So you have given $10,000 to create your dream project. What would you create it on, right? So 48 hours. Let me know in the chat. I'll wait for you. What would you do? For me, oh my gosh. For me, I love books. Mortgage. So Diana said that she would pay her mortgage with it, and that would cover having a roof over your head, having a roof over your family's head, and maybe even strangers too, helping strangers out, family and friends, people that would be there. You can do so many things with your home, and you feel debt free when you cover your mortgage, right? If you can pay off your mortgage, yes. So having a home is a beautiful thing. And Diana said that's what she'll do with her money. She would pay off her mortgage, and I agree. I agree with that, RJ. That's a very important and a wise thing to do, that Diana said she would do with her $10,000. And as I said, with having a mortgage, with having a home, you can do so many things with it as a project. Having a home, you can do so many things. I've seen a young lady, I'm coming, RJ. I've seen a young lady literally, she said that she couldn't afford the studio apartment, but she bought a studio apartment. She bought an apartment. So it has, I th- was it a studio? It wasn't a studio. She bought an apartment. So most apartments, you have 2 bedrooms, not apartments, but oh my, condominium, right? So apartments, you are pay rent. Condominiums, you actually own the house, the apartment. You own that area, but it's like an apartment, but you own it. So you can rent it out or you can live there, right? But it's a part of a bigger building. So she bought the condominium, and she literally turned it into her studio where she worked from. She said it's better to do that, invest in her condominium, and put her taxes on that, like she would, like, so government would say if you use your home for business, you pay half of that, what you pay for rent or you pay for mortgage, you pay half of that as your business. So instead of going and renting a business out there, a business place out there to put your business, you would use your home. And that's what she did. She said she couldn't afford it, but she made that sacrifice and she don't regret it one bit. So that's an idea. Turn your home into that project. Like Diana is saying, should invest it with mortgage. Think about it. Think about what you can do at your home as a business to then you have to go out there. So think about that. Ideas coming up, right? RJC, firstly, I will store some in the bank and use the rest to build a museum dedicated to the African diaspora. Oh, this is sweet. The African diaspora. Okay, diaspora. Yes, I always pronounce it wrong. Yes, so that's nice. You're thinking in the sense that yes, you want to keep back some so that you can live from that. You not really live from it, but you can do whatever you want. You're investing that way, but you're also investing in another way, in reaching probably even young people by having this museum that can have things in African things in there that can speak to persons in the diaspora. So that's a beautiful idea that you have. And I hope that I get to see that in reality, because in this life, nothing is impossible with God. So RJ says, I have always wanted to be the owner of a museum since I was little. It has been a dream of mine. So guess what you do? You can do a business plan and put everything together. You can look at different museum out there set up. Right now, I know there are 1 and 2 museum that has virtual museum. Like there, you can literally go on and it's like you're there, virtual. There's one in Mississauga or Ottawa. I think it's in Ottawa, and it's virtual. Not all of their artifacts are virtual, but they are getting there. They are, having that in motion. So that's a good thing. So one and only Venus said, "Me, mine too." It's a dream like RJ. So maybe both of you can collaborate. All right, awesome. Jamaica doesn't seem to have a lot of museum. They do have. I was talking with Andel, and I was sharing with him that there is one that I used to visit frequently, but I did not know that on you that you could actually post on YouTube. You could create a YouTube channel and you could do, because I had done some research, because I love those things. I love history. So I had done research of my parish and also, of different things. When I went to Mexico, I brought back this big Mexican art. It's still at the house. A big Mexican, the Mexican arts. I brought back one and I wanted to donate it to them. But when I was leaving, because of the rush and everything, I said, let it stay. Maybe when I come back, I'll able to do that, find out the process and do that, because it's a nice Mexican art. I would just donate it to them and they'll put it in their showcase and they'll have that, because they do collect from all over things. And that's something that I thought about. So it's good that you have that, both of you have that mind. So RJ says sombrero. Yes, sombrero, that art. I'm gonna post a picture with it because I did take a picture. We had a activity where I used to work. We usually have challenges between houses, and I did a photo, a shot of me wearing that hat and having the Mexican dress, and I still have my Mexican my Mexican dress. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put that picture in the post, and I have the Mexican dress and I have the Mexican hat back home. The dress is with me, but I'm put on so much weight that I can't fit in it. But hopefully one day, or maybe I just donate it to your museum, Yannick and RJ. RJ says, one and only Venus, a lot of the Taino artifacts are taken from the island. And this has happened all over. Some of it are in England, some are other places in the world. And you'll be frightened to know other places that there are. Even at the bottom of Port Royal, there were a lot of artifacts, because remember that city went under, and people from all over, they dive down there. They say, oh, they're going for a dive. No, they go down and they take these things secretly, especially in the nights, night divers, and they go and they take these artifacts and go away with them and sell them. Yes, so Jamaica had a lot of stuff, but because of they take them and they're all over. So you may be frightened some places that you'll find those artifacts. One and only Venus says, sis, I was thinking the same. Laugh out loud. And then she says again, I was thinking the same. Oh, laugh out loud. And then I just say, Portia, you will be like a Afro Mexican. I liked a Mexican guy. Yes, I liked this Mexican guy. And that was one of the reasons why I visited Mexico. But when I went to Mexico, it was too far. I had to take a plane from Jamaica to Fort Lauderdale and then from Fort Lauderdale to Mexico. And I said, I'm not going to travel so far. But look at me. I've traveled, what, 4 hours to get to this place. Yes, and I've made it a home. So RJ says the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was set in Port Royal. Yes, that's where they had it. Yes, the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was set in Port Royal. Sir Henry Morgan. And that's a rich culture. I hope um, I'll be able to, showcase that. I hope, while I do my content creating, I'll be able to. And that's a part of, you know, something that I want to say to each and every one of you while I'm here, that it is a dream of mine that I'll get a chance to go to Jamaica. I have a big announcement. I was hoping to make it today, but things are not in place as yet. So I'm going to reserve it until next week, Saturday night. So I don't want you to miss next week, Saturday night, because it's super big. So I would love for you to guess what that big news is. Yes, but a dream of mine is to go home and to go to Jamaica and showcase Jamaica. If you think I can do it and I'll have a big impact on that, please let me know in the chat. But it's not the big announcement. Yes, it's a dream. So you can put it in the chat what you think that big news that I'm talking about, that I'll let you know next week. You may see stuff going on, so stay tuned to my channel throughout the week. You may get the idea, but on Saturday night, I will confirm it. Next week, Saturday night, I will confirm it. It was too early to confirm. Because I haven't put things in place, and it was the Sabbath, the Sabbath joy tonight. So I had to leave it. So RJ says, Portia, when you watch the documentary, you will be shocked of the amount of blacks in Mexico. And it depends where in Mexico, because when I visited Mexico, I went to different regions, I was in Mexico City, but we went a little outside of Mexico City. We visited the pyramids, the twin pyramids. I only got to go to one of them. When I reached up to the top of that one, it's like a little glass, probably small like this, was at the top of the pyramid. And persons were pushing their hand down into that space right there to touch it, because they say that it emits energy, like it's an energy field. It's an energy field. That's what they say. Something happened to me sometime last year, and I was looking at something, and when I looked at it, they could be right. It could be some energy field, alignment. There could be a reason why they build those pyramids. So we don't have that knowledge as to how to build the pyramid, why they built it, and all of that. But I know that their pharaohs were laid to rest in there, and they were covered with honey and all sort of stuff, because they say that they are going to come back from the dead. And when they come back, they, will come back with their gold and their treasures and stuff like that. But I think there's something deeper too. So RJ RJ says, I'm looking this up, mostly in the south. Okay. And one and only Venus said he was our first pirate in Jamaica. Henry Morgan, yes, he was. RJ says one and only Venus interested also Sir Henry as drank name after him. Okay, there's a drink by the name of Sir Henry after him. And Joan said, I pray I will get to visit Mexico. You will. You will. Just keep thinking about it, speaking it in the atmosphere, and putting down a little money here and there for it. And it is possible. The time when I went, it's just a story in itself. When I went, they didn't take visas, right? You didn't need visa, right? Okay, let me just read before the chat come out of my side. Our one and only Venus says, true RJ. RJ says the Mayas, Arctics, and the Egyptians were smart people. They were very smart. I think people back then were very smart. You know, black people, they were smart and still is. They're still smart, but certain knowledge, you know, have been not transmitted, or certain knowledge die with certain people, certain gifts and certain things. So, you know, things are not passed down to different generations. But talking about Mexico, was it Mexico? I lose my train of thought. RJ said my parents went to Mexico and gave me a Mayan calendar. Okay. I I went, I brought up several things. I brought up a little doll. But the amazing thing that I brought back was something that happened to me and why I got that. So my friend that I went on vacation, and leading up to the story, let me just tell you the story of how I got to Mexico. So a friend of mine, he was working at the same place where I was working, and we developed a very close bond. And so I decided that I'm going to take my vacation in Mexico. And I went. Before going, I called the embassy and I asked the requirements for going to Mexico. And they said, okay, these are the requirements. You don't need a visa. 2 weeks before going, the spirit said, call the Mexican embassy. I called them and asked them if anything has changed. We're going to Mexico. Lo and behold, they tell me that you need a visa now. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this. And guess what? To get a visa, you have other requirements now. You have to now prove that you have money to go to Mexico and to come back if in case there's any emergency and you have to change your flight, or anything, right? So they're speaking about the drug lords. If anything happen and you have to move, then they want to know you can book a ticket and come back. So I had my Mexican friend call the embassy and talk with the consulate. And my dad gave me a bank statement because I was young, fairly young. And I don't think I had all of that money because I've already bought my ticket and do other things. So, there's not a lot of money that I had at the time. So I had to get a bank statement from my dad, who got I had to get a statement from my dad bank that, is putting these money for me. So I had to get that. And my friend from Mexico spoke with the consular and he explained to him, and he said he's going to give me the visa. You can imagine. And he said, it's a good thing that I bought my ticket 2 weeks before going. That would have been it. So it's good to, when you're traveling, to find out if there's anything that you may need when you're traveling, or 2 weeks before, even a week before, you check again if there's any requirement. You want to give yourself enough time as well to see if anything has changed and how you can come up with those requirements before your flight leaves. And let me tell you, going through when I had to go to Miami, and let me tell you, I walk with custard apple. I think Sister Mark put it in the chat, and I had some big custard apple. It's custard apple they call it. Let me know, Sister Mark, if that is the thing that we call it. Yes, and I had it pretty wrap. Yes, so that may carry some for my aunt in Florida and some for my friend in Mexico. They reach my aunt, but they never reach Mexico. Yes, they did reach Mexico, but they never reached my friend. When I reached Mexico, they took them away. And hear me now. This is the part that blew me up. Oh, can I eat it right now? Can I eat it? Can I eat it? Oh my gosh, I just have to laugh at myself. I was asking the guy if the custom officer, if I can just step aside and eat the custard apple. They said no. I'm gonna say, all right, enjoy it then. I know they did. Oh yes. But the experience was good. The next thing I wanted to say that when I went, we went to different regions. We had to take one of those big bus. They had a TV. They had TV in each seat. You could watch a video, a movie, or whatever. Greyhound, one of those big bus, and it travels for a long. I think we went there early morning. We started traveling early morning, and we reached in the afternoon. And when we get to the place, it's a mountain that I think it's longer than half a tree. I don't know if everyone know half a tree, but it's a long stretch of road. But the mountain was so long. We finished when we went into the mountain. I mean, the mountain is high, but you go into the cave. So when we went into the cave, you had like crystals, like you see when the snow in Alberta, Joan, when the snow crystallize and you see it hanging and you see it forms out in different things. That was under the cave how it look, and they show you the different king and creatures and different things that those water frozen water crystals made. It was spectacular. I think I took videos. I took pictures. Did you see any bats? Yes, I think I've seen bats under there, under the cave. They fly when you come like to a certain section, they'll fly away. And it was pretty scary because it was dark. They had lights that leads you, so you have to follow the tour guide and it goes in. And it was pretty frightening, especially when you're crossing a little bridge and you wonder if you're going to make it back over. Yes, and for me, it blew my mind away that they had something like this right there in Mexico. Because I think a day or two before, RJ says, you may have been used to it. Jamaican kids have bats too. Yes, but we don't really visit the Jamaican bats, them like that, you know? So this one was a bit different in that they lived under this, as I said, it was this long cave. We didn't finish. We had to turn back because it was super long. Okay, I am not a lover of those things. Not sure I would go. You would, because it's a lot of people that goes there. So they take a lot of persons in. So you wouldn't feel threatened, but it does have that little eeriness. But when you see the display of those crystals, how they form into humans and animals and things, it's wonderful to behold. And you look at, oh, God is just awesome, but they have a path that you walk. So those are like a little distance. But I don't remember what happened to those pictures or the phone that I had. You know, it wasn't even a good phone. It wasn't like no. I think it was what 2010 that I visited in November, and they had their Day of the Dead. So they celebrate Day of the Dead, and so when I went, it was just when they were when that event finished. And then they had another event, and I went to that street event. So in Mexico City, right, it's like this would be like you see how your computer is, that block when you close it, and it just have that rectangle. They have a building like that, but with the building. So let me look in the chat. RJ says that's a natural art. Yes, it was natural art. Jones said Green Grotto is Jamaica famous cave known for rat bats and rocks that are formed in different spectacular scenery. Yes, it's something like that. I've never I think my school did go on a trip, but I don't remember going into Green Grotto. So maybe when I go back to Jamaica, I'll have to visit. But the bat thing, me and Nathan are friend. I don't like bats either. So I don't know. I would have to take up that challenge. I would have to take up that challenge. You know. So, and what I like, or what I get to realize, that everywhere in Mexico you go, it's a different landscape you're looking at. The terrain is so different, and the food also is different. Because when I said, at that time I used to eat meat, and I said that I want the soup. We went to this outside. They have different restaurants at different, open restaurants. So the person bring the food to you in an open space. They will have a tent, but it's usually in an open space just beside the cave. And I ordered soup, chicken soup. You know what they brought to me? Chicken broth with a big leg. After the chicken, where the leg part is, that is what they brought to me. The broth with no food in it, but that big chicken leg. Yep, and that is it. But I went also, I used to dance salsa. I used to love salsa. Yes. And when I made my decision to totally follow God, I said, God, I'm giving up salsa because I don't want nothing to be between us. But I used to dance salsa. So when I went to Mexico, I went to a salsa club where they just dance salsa. They sit down and you have your meal and all of that. Pretty nice environment. Nothing rowdy or loud or anything like that. Really good environment. And, when I look at the people, they were like persons from the US. They didn't look, they looked between persons from the US and Mexican. So when I asked, they were tall. The men and the women, they were tall. So I asked my friend, I said to him, why are these people different from another place that I visited, that the people were short, even shorter than me? We went to this church. We went bicycle riding, and we stopped at this church because, I'm new to the place and I wanted to see. And it was the first day after I landed. We went on a tour with some professional bikers, bicycle. They had a tournament and they were riding, and we went with them. And we stopped at that church because it was on a Sunday, and we stopped at the church, and they were Catholic, and I saw how they did their thing. Church had just really finished, and the people were just mingling and all of that, and they were pretty short. But when I went to this salsa place, they were tall. The people were tall. So I asked him why. He said because it's nearer to the US border. So they intermarried. And the people were much taller. You can imagine. But the terrain is so different. I think you'll enjoy it, John. And I'll pray that you get that experience. And even everyone on this platform, I hope you get the experience to travel to Mexico. It's a really a nice place that you can visit. It's what you see and on the media and all of that, the bad things. I didn't experience any of that at all. I didn't experience. Mexico City is really nice. The people were friendly with me. We actually, let me look in the chat. Jones said, laugh out loud, only in Jamaica the real soup is served. Yes! Yes! You see, when you go other places, you get to appreciate what Jamaica have. When I come to Canada was when I really truly appreciate what my mother used to do for us, what she used to prepare, or she used to, take care of us. I get to appreciate when I came to Canada. RJ says salsa is of Afro-Cuban origin. Well, I don't know about the Cuban, but I know it's of Africa origin. And all other dances and moves and music is from Africa origin, because where I was working, they did a young man did a research on it, and he showed us how each of them are from Africa. So that's one thing for sure I know. And Jones said, boy, I just missed Jamaica. Sorry, we are talking about it. But Jamaica, nice. Jamaica's sweet, man. I tell you. And that's why a lot of people visit. And that's why I think last year or the year before, it was the number one destination, because Jamaica nice, bad. RJ says Mexico is diverse. There are natives, whites, blacks, and mixed. As a historian in training, that country is on my bucket list. And I hope you put Jamaica on your bucket list as well, because both of them are rich in culture. Yes, and choose an African country too. If you can get to visit an African country, let us know in the chat which one it is, so I can put it in my pearl list, like how I'm going to put Mexico for Joan. And Joan says, I am told it's a beautiful place. My former boss and my niece told me about it. Yes, and they have their history. They said that the chief, they were looking for a place to settle in Mexico, and in Mexico City, the city, they were looking for a place to settle, and they found like the eagle where it landed was a dream that that the chief got or something like that. I don't remember the history, but I was told of it because I visited a museum when I was there, and you can't take picture. And I took a picture before I was told that I couldn't take a picture. But I took a picture with this gentleman, with this Indian. When we say Indian, I mean native person. When the white man wanted to get the land, the Indian hand was tied behind his back and his foot was put. He and his second was put to sit down, and their feet were stretched out over flame of fire. So they had to, that was like saying you have to surrender, else your foot are gonna burn off. So that is in the museum. And I literally took a picture with me stretching towards that person, the chief, holding up my hand to him like I'm reaching for him, like, no, you know, that kind of a that kind of a picture. So I'm in that picture doing that, like I'm actually in the photo, like I'm actually, you know, there when it was occurring. Yes, it's one of my favorite experience, and I would love for anybody to experience that, because it helps to open your mind to different people, to different culture, to different way of how people operate and all of that. I stayed with them. I didn't stay in a hotel, and I was able to visit the family and all of that. And it was a beautiful, up to this day I still cherish those moments. The family embraced me, the people are nice. I found myself one night, we four of us, we went out. My friend, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend boyfriend, and myself, and we went out. And when we came back, we didn't, because it was going to be so far to get back to where I was staying, we lodged at the girl's house, right? And when I woke up, I saw the most beautiful thing in the house, a painting. And what was that painting on? It was on a iron. You know, the old time Jamaican iron. I know Yannick would know this. Venus, one and only Venus would know this. I know Joan may know this too. Let me know in the chat if you know the iron, the old fashioned Jamaican iron. So Joan said, I'm told, okay, so RJ says Ethiopia is a must. Ethiopia. Andel and I, especially Andel, is dreaming to go Ethiopia. And RJ say Mexico City was once Aztec capital sitting on a lake. Yes, it has to do with that history, but I don't remember it right now. But I'm going to find out and tell you. And RJ said the eagle thing is actually true. Yes, they told me. I was told so long ago the Arctics were looking for a new home, and they saw an eagle eating a snake, yes, on a cactus, and that was a sign that that's where they would live. That is exactly how it went. Yes. So RJ has the story correct. That was what happened. They saw, you know, that happened, and they decided that that was where. And it was a swampy place, very swampy. And they dump it up and created Mexico City. And right now, Mexico City is sinking, sinking. There's a building where they have the art gallery. They also have restaurants and different things in there. It's stilt. And they said every year, just some little inches, an inch or two, it sinks. Okay, so RJ says, and that eagle is in the middle of the Mexican flag. Yes, it is there. I think the snake is there as well. And Joan said, Posha, I am happy to hear your experience. I will have to leave you now. I have another engagement. All right. Thank you so much, Joan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me. Yes, I know the iron. Well, that picture was on the iron. They drew a painting on the iron, and that iron was looking straight at me when I woke up. And guess what? They gave me, yes, coal pot iron, Diana. Yes. And the lady gave it to me. The mother, she gave it to me. RJ, the Spanish drained the lake, sadly. The Spanish drained the lake. Okay. Okay. RJ says, Jonas, take care. Thanks for coming. Yes, thank you so much, Joan. One and only Venus. Yes, the one that you opened the top and put a coal in. No, it wasn't that one. It's the one that is sealed, but you have to put it on the coal stove and let it heat up. And then you rub it out on a piece of cloth so that the black part that of the coal doesn't stick on your uniform or your blouse or your, pants when you're doing it, when you're ironing it. So that was the one. It was, I think I do have it to this day, but I think it's in Kingston. Yes, I have it till this day. I tell you. And guess what? When I went back to Florida to come back to Jamaica, we went to the airport and I was over by 10 pounds. And my auntie went into the suitcase and took up the iron and took up a book. And it was exactly the 10 pounds. It was exactly the 10 pounds she took out of the suitcase. Yes, it's pretty heavy, pretty heavy. And one and only Venus says, yes, the one that you open the top and put coal in. It's not that one, it's the one that is sealed, but I know that one. Joan said, RJ Mackenzie, thanks for sharing the space with me on Posha Live. Hope to be here next week. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. RJ says in 1519, the Spanish conquered the native population and destroyed their way of life. That's why that city is sinking. Purse for Mexico. Yes, they did. And it's sad, but a lot of places have been captured. And this has been happening from Bible days. This has been happening way back. So it's just a part of the life. I'm gonna wrap up soon. We're gonna wrap up soon. RJ says, Joan, I hope so too. All right. Yes, I hope so too. Next week on the live, I'll be doing that big announcement, and I'll also be doing what I promised to do every end of month to highlight some businesses. It's not going to be as much as I did during Black History Month, but I want to dedicate the last Saturday night of each month to showcase some of the businesses that I know, probably 5 or so. It's not going to be a lot, but I want that to be on a continuous basis so that we who are in diaspora can know the businesses that are around. And I want to do it for Jamaica as well, because there are persons in Jamaica, right? I don't know about the US, because the US, I'm not familiar so much with that territory because I have persons from different states. But where I am, and even in Kingston, where I used to live, I can share places with you. And RJ say, also, Portia, next time, if you can go on Mexico, go on Mexico. You should visit in October the 31st or until July the 2nd. It was in July when they had their national day or something like that. They had some national thing. And that building that I was telling you about, they actually showcased their history using lights. They just, how they create it and design it was mind-blowing. I could see their history from the eagle with the snake on the cactus come straight back. They just showcase their history. And I said, Jamaica needs something like that. I know that when we have independence, they would use the lights and they would do things, but that was just on the building and everybody was just around. They had corns big like this, my people, fat. I couldn't finish. I love corn. And when I saw it, they had cheese. They dip it in oil, in like margarine or something like that, and then they put the cheese on it, and I could not finish it. It's the first time in my life I ever see such big corns. I've never seen corns like that again. Corn, not money. Corn that you eat. Yes, huge. So I just one and only Venus said only okay, it's heavy. We had both type. And then RJ says Also, Posha, next time, okay, October the 31st up to November the 2nd. Yes, they have a lot of festives there. And RJ say maize, it's called. Yes, they're maize. It was, and RJ say, um, chores. I know the word, but I'm not pronouncing it right. But I know what you're saying. Yes, but they have a lot of things. But my favorite thing, and that was when I learned that you can put avocado in soup. You can cut up the avocado and put it in your soup. It tastes good. Yes, I went to Mexico and experienced that. I've seen Andel do it. Yes, so I know that it's something that is done all over. You can cut up your avocado, and we have so much avocados, so much pear, we call it, right? In Jamaica, we call what we call avocado pear, and the pear, in the word pear is another type of fruit in the northern hemisphere. But we have a lot. You can cut it up and put it in your soup. Try it and let me know what you think about that, about pear in your soup. So we're almost done. Let me see what else I had on my agenda. I just have one more thing that I want to promote. Oh, I think we didn't finish that other question. It was just two of them. And we've gone so far into many things. But we can probably leave it for next time. This one is saying you get offered a free plane ticket to anywhere in the world, but you have to leave your phone behind. Would you go or stay? No pear in my soup. That's the Diana says, no, pear in my soup. Yes, it tastes good. Ironically, it tastes good. Try it and let me know what you think about it. You put pear in the soup. Yes. I know exactly how you look and how you feel about it because I felt it the same way. I thought it pretty weird, but it actually does taste good. There was a Mexican food that I like, and we know it, Diane, and Joan would know it too. We call it, we use a banana and we use cornmeal and make it blue draws. Right, that's the word, or dokono. Blue jaws or dokono in Jamaica, we call it. So if you don't know what it is, we we would um we would use the banana leaf, scale it over, not scale, put it over a flame to let it quilt. And then we have the mixture, like you're baking a cake and you mix it up, but we use cornmeal. And when we use a cornmeal, we put some in that leaf and we fold the leaf and we tie it with banana string, which is the string of the banana or the banana trunk. We would do little small pieces like a string, and we would tie that and we put it in hot boiling pot of water, and that would would boil and boil and boil and boil. And you see when it done? Tell me, Diane, tell me one and only Venus, tell me RJ if you have ever had it. Yes, what I think about that. Oh my gosh. Mm, 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 mm. You just want it and you just want it hot. RJ say, interesting. First time hearing this, but it's amazing how Jamaicans and Mexican are quite similar. Yes. So that how Mexican did theirs is a bit different. That they use different colors. Oh yes, blue draws, nice. My mom used to make it all the time and we used to love it, and she used to carry it to church and people love it. Yes, and when we have this event where we'll carry different kind of produce and stuff come to church harvest. I don't know if you experienced that, Diane, but RJ, we used to have harvest at church, so we would carry our produce from the fields. Persons would bake, persons would do soup on the spot, and children would go up and say poems and sing songs, and we'd have a good time and enjoy. And when the children finish their stuff and persons come out, we just buy off everything, banana, plantain, and all the works. So Dan said, I went to a Mexican restaurant and got tonka meal that came under a fancy name. I tell you, I couldn't eat it because it had chicken in it and that didn't taste cooked. Oh my gosh. Tonka meal. So IJ, tonka meal is when we use the cornmeal, and we use different food, ground provision, and we will put coconut milk in there, and we will turn it and keep turning the pot and turn it until everything is all cooked and nice and dandy. And then we would have it as a meal, tonka meal. People would love to put pepper in there, that we call pepper pot. But people put different types of, even meat, they would put in there. But the old type of tonka meal, you didn't have to put meat in there, but you can put other things in there. I'm right or I'm wrong, Diane? I'm sorry you didn't get to enjoy that. And RJ says, I'm Canadian, but my background is Jamaican and Guyanese. It sounds the foods taste yummy. Your childhood sounds fun. I tell you, it was. And I never knew how much it was, oh, precious it was until I got here. One and only Venus says, yes, I fully enjoy your life. I have to leave, going to a night. Bye, guys. One love, one love. One love to you, sis. And Diane says, yes. Diane says, but at the time, I associated it with dog food until I got until I got older, because the rich people, mhm, used to do that. They used to give their dog tonka meal, but tonka meal go way back long before they used to do that. Normal people, Jamaican, ancestors, they used to do tonka meal. My mom used to do it, and we used to enjoy it as a meal. Yes. So there's so much. But think about the plane ticket. Next week we'll answer that one. Dan said, but at the time, okay, and Dan said one pot meal. Yes, one pot meal. They used to do that for sure. So please give a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of you joining me tonight. RJ says my childhood consisted in me playing on the computer, tablets, and watching movies and TV. Let me tell you, last week we talked about what the games that we used to do. Let me tell you, tons of things. We not even touch when mango time, when you go look mango. you know? There's so many things that we young people used to do. We never used to have computer and tablets and all these things. And I wish even children in Jamaica could experience a little bit of what we experienced, because it would have made their life even more meaningful and more exciting than to just come home in the evenings and just go on your computer or your tablet and that's it. Life is much more than that. Life is smelling the rose. Go and pick a mango, go and pick a breadfruit and rose. Life is so much. So I'm just 3 minutes after 2. I'm after, well, 2, or what I say, it's now 10:30. That's what I want to say. The time is now 10:30, and I know It has been a long time that we have been here, but I did enjoy every moment of our conversation. I really appreciate Diana and Joan joining us this week and others who have joined. Thank you so much. Remember, we have a big announcement coming Saturday, and also, to catch up back on the plane. Would you go without your phone or would you stay? And where would you go? Yes. And RJ says, I need to go back to Jamaica and take it all in. You will. You will. So Diana going to Mexico and RJ going to Jamaica. Yes. So we keep that in prayer. So thank you once more for joining my live. I really appreciate it. It gets better and better and better each and every week that we come together, and I am really excited and look forward to. Sometimes I have technical issues, but I try to go on before, but sometimes it doesn't work. It's still, the old processor setting up, but with time it's going to get better. I am sure. I'm still in the learning process, and I just want to say tonight has been so much fun, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Diana says, God bless everyone. Thanks, Posha. Glad I was able to join. I am so happy that you are able to join too. Thank you so much. Thanks for spending your Saturday night with me. I love each moments of connection. RJ says these live streams are so fun. Can't wait till next week. I can't wait as well. And thanks to Andel. Andel at times tell me what I can do, because sometimes, I say, okay, I can do this. I say, Andel, what do you think? And they say, oh, you can put this, twist to it, or you can do this, so he gives me ideas as well. So big up to Andel for his creative ideas, and more he's helping me to just be myself on the live, meaning just talk about things that I'm familiar with, things that I know, things that people can associate with, right? And that's the connection that I want to have. I still want to big up Crazy Cat Guy. I didn't get any, maybe he's not here tonight, but I still want to big him up because he has always been on my life. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, RJ. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, one and only Venus. And thank you everyone else who have passed through and who have been watching my live. I really do appreciate it. I really do. So remember to check out my book. I actually printed a copy so that you can actually see what it is. It's my book. It's not going to come out the same way in terms of a blank page, but this is what it is. Please support me as I strive to use my content creating to inform, inspire, and motivate you. It is my mode of earning. And I just want to say, when you support me, I'm able to use that same funds to bring more content to you. So please do check out my description, and you will see Stand Store. Click on it and it will take you to the Creator's Devotional. There are other things there you can pay for. Ask me any question. You can. I think that it's just a smaller amount, and I can tell you anything that you ask me, I will answer. Anything at all, I will send a video to you with that response. Okay? So check out my Stand Store. There are other things there. And remember, Adiz 64, plant-based skincare is what we do as well. All natural, all plant-based, all 100% plant-based. So check out Adi's store under my description as well. It was nice having all of you. If you enjoyed tonight, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time on Saturday Night Live with Posha Malcolm. Have a wonderful night. Take care, each and everyone. Love you. Bye bye. Thanks so much for joining and thank you for the engagement in the chat. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye bye. See you next week.